I'm joining Katrina, and to me is attorney and Republican strategist Aaron Elmore and radio host and Project 21 National Advisory Board member Christopher Arps. All right, I want to go overseas now to this breaking news in Great Britain where reports say Britain Prime Minister Boris Johnson has resigned. Chris, he's supposed to speak this morning. We're looking at a live shot there out of Downing Street. He did speak with the Queen to let her know that he is stepping down. As of yesterday, Chris, he said, no, I'm staying. What do you make of this?
Well, I think the handwriting was on the wall when they had the no confidence vote for the prime minister. He survived that vote, but history shows that when you have a no confidence vote like that and you survive, you usually don't survive that long. And so he was kind of a dead man walking his last few weeks, so it's not that much of a surprise to me.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's interesting because, again, he's saying, no, I'm not going to go. And yesterday we were hearing he's holding on with white knuckles. But, of course, what a difference a day makes. Aaron, how do you think this will actually affect the world, obviously, from a political and international relations standpoint moving forward? This is a big change in the UK.
Big change in the UK. And he was sort of seen as more of a patriot in his own country and sort of brazen and bold and brash, more of the President Trump kind of style of leadership. But I do believe this wasn't a great surprise. Talking to people over there, they said that he has been under fire for some time and the pressure really was mounting against him. I guess he stood as long as he could, but realized time to go. So now hopefully we have to see someone that has the country's best interest at heart, sort of nationalistic approach as we see always sort of works better over there. And yes, he told the Queen, and as we know, she's a ceremony figurehead, but she is so beloved over there. So I think we have to wait and see and just sort of hope for the best for that country, and gotta wait and make sure that they keep their freedoms, and hopefully they'll work well with the United States. But unfortunately, under President Biden's leadership, we don't have great leaders ourselves, so let's hope for better over the pond.
Yeah, I think that's the big question, because he did have a really good relationship with former President Trump and a good relationship with President Biden. So we'll see what happens. And once he speaks, we will bring that to you. But let's bring it back here to the United States. President Biden was in Ohio yesterday to make his case to shore up pension funding for millions of union workers. But the president, he decided to place a blame game once again on why prices are so high. Take a listen.
We made incredible progress on the economy from where we were a year and a half ago. We got a long way to go because of inflation, because of I call it the Putin tax increase.
Aaron, I mean, he has blamed everybody for this, essentially. I mean, he blamed Trump. He's blamed oil companies. He's blamed Putin. I just wonder who's giving him these talking points. And I don't know if they say, just keep saying it because people will believe it. But he
if you say it long enough.
Right. People will believe it. But listen, I'm watching some of this, the mainstream media, the CNNs and the MSNBCs. They're not believing it because they're asking the questions. And even some Democrats aren't believing it. When is he going to take responsibility for his actions, or do you think he even will?
He will not take responsibility for his actions. And when you just played that clip, I want to meet those people in the background that are standing behind Joe Biden and nodding in unison as he uses the lovely alliteration, but a total lie, of the Putin price hike. Who are these people behind him? Do they not have to put money in their gas tank? Do they not go to the grocery store and see the empty shelves and the high prices? Do they not talk to their friends and neighbors that are struggling to make ends meet, or who have children in schools that are learning critical race theory and that there are more genders than letters in the alphabet? No one is believing that this is a Putin price hike, and the people at home are also feeling this, like we said, but the poll numbers are reflecting it. Most people do not believe Joe Biden and the lies that he is spewing. And honestly, like I said, I just want to meet the people behind him and know what reality they're living in, because it's not my reality. And I assure you, it's not the majority of the American people's realities either.
Yeah, Aaron, that's a good point. It's like, okay, who are you? And how do you think this is okay? I think they caught up in the moment, the halo of the president, but really good point there. Now, Chris, the president is saying that the economy has made incredible progress with all the jobs added, but should the president be focused on combating inflation and high prices? I think I know what you're going to say, but tell me more.
Yeah, I think that's the main issue that most Americans are focused on is inflation. You know, the inflation rate is supposed to be 8 or 9% right now, but if you go to your grocery store, most people will say that inflation is much more higher than 8 to 9%. And it was very interesting yesterday. The president was talking to those union members. Those are traditionally the Democrats' base, but if we've seen since 2016 and 2020 that blue collar union workers are shifting more to the Republican Party. So I saw yesterday as a little bit of desperation of trying to get back part of that traditional Democratic base.
Yeah, Aaron, just quickly to your point when you were saying you wonder who's there, you know who wasn't there? Two Democrats weren't there because they had other appointments. Tim Ryan, who's running for Senate, and Democratic gubernatorial candidate Nan Whaley, they weren't there because they had appointments. But I do want to move on because, again, there's more things going on in the White House. White House Communication Director Kate Bedingfield is stepping down at the end of the summer. She joins a list, Aaron, of others who have stepped down from their positions in the administration in just recent months. What do you make of this?
Well, listen, I would love to say this is just another example of the chaos in the White House, as well as it could be. You know, there was a lot of turnover in Trump's press department as well. But I do believe when you watch these press secretaries on the right, we had the Kayleigh McEnany's and the awesome Sean Spicers and the Sarah Huckabee Sanders. We had people that were brilliant and talented and handled far harder questions than we see these press secretaries on the left. So honestly, I do believe that there is turnover in this department a lot, whether you're right, left, or center, but there is chaos in Washington. There is chaos in this press department. They are incapable of answering a straight question, no matter who it's coming from, a softball or a really difficult question. And they all seem to move on to jobs in the left-wing media, which makes you scratch your head. Her excuse is that she wants to spend more time with her family, which is not an excuse. That's obviously great to be with your family, but let's see where she lands. I think we got to sit and wait and watch this one.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. Chris, listen to this one. The White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain put out a statement about Kate Bedingfield, talking about all of the things she has done for the administration. She has been in the Biden circle since 2015. He said, without Bedingfield's tenacity and talent, Donald Trump might still be in the White House, and Ketanji Brown Jackson might not be sitting on the Supreme Court. That's giving Kate Bedingfield quite a lot of credit.
Gives her a lot of credit and also shows, too, the brain drain and the talent drain that's happening there at the White House. I mean, NBC had a report yesterday that said that they've had almost a 100% complete turnover in the press shop, which is something that's unheard of a year and a half into the administration. And one thing that I've noticed about all of these people that are leaving the White House, a lot of times when this happens, you see the people that leave this side of politics and go to the political side, working on the campaign PACs and something of that nature. You don't see that with these folks. These folks are leaving, not telling where they're going next, or with Psaki, you know, they have a job lined up with MSNBC.
Yeah, I have to wonder, guys, who's going to take her place. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of shakeup going on in the communications department. All right, panel, thank you so much. We'll see you at the top of the hour.